Show did was 441 much peace, love, and all that goodness. Eat the thumbs. How y'all living? We up? We up? Yeah, for sure that. So, involving ourselves in this matrix and this energy, this current energy, you're going to deal with a multitude of illusions. Now, these illusions may be self created, these illusions may be karma or something that you've done in the past and it's catching back up to you, making you deal with this situation at hand. You're not able to shy away from it. You're going to have to be direct and you're going to have to be vigilant. The opposite of Pisces is Virgo, and we've been dealing with this energy quite often. So purification is important. Purification of those people and events and things that, trigger you. The illusion can be triggering as well because, for an example, like you say you're going to be the number one musician in the world, and I would look at you and be like, nigga, you can't do that. That's called an illusion. You know what I mean? And if you buy into the illusion, then you'll never find the greatness that you truly desire. So the true desire is to follow your pure heart. So removing the illusions now is important because we're going to get energetic frequency and alignment with the natural new year, and we're going to become online. So right now, we're integrating energy. There's a lot of different things that you got to tie up, loose ends that you tie up at the end of any job. I don't care what job it is, whether you doing nails, cutting hair, creating digital enterprise. There's always some loose ends at the end that you got to tie up. And it can kind of be a little frantic, a little stressful, and something in your head to be like, we're not going to make it. And that's that illusion. It's kind of like that energy right now. So be very vigilant at the energy that you focus in on and the energy that you allow rock your boat, per se, because we're dealing with an emotional energy that can put you in a space of confusion. The illusion will, confuse you if you're not grounded. Imagine staying grounded through a rocky thunderstorm. You're going to see it through and make it through. But what the challenge is, the past is coming around. Certain things that you have not clarified boundary in. Mercury and Venus retrograde conjuncting all in one. So be mindful at things of that nature. You're going to have to reach back and kind of tie up a few things. Or there may be an opportunity for you to just have a full redo. Spirit say, you know what? You've been trying. Get your ass back on the bus. we're going to work it out. You know what I mean? So you really have a opportunity for giving thanks, being humble. Although things may look a certain way, you have to stay faithful and you have to be grounded in the goals that you're looking to pursue, even when it feels like, man, everything I decide to do just falls to the wayside. You have to maintain a strategy, and that's what this Mercury Venus retrograde is giving us. The opportunity to build a strategy, the opportunity to purify, to heighten the frequency, to build and hold space for something fantastic to exist. And when you're holding space, that means you're willing and ready to put in the effort that is being asked of you. You know, sometimes we may want to receive, but we don't want to give or put out the actual energy and effort. And then sometimes we may put out the energy and effort, um, and someone else is in control of it. Schools, jobs, you know, family members, spouses. You want to be secure in the boundaries that you create, and you want to know where you stand with the relationships that you involve yourself, especially the ones that you call loving relationships, ones that you think or may purify you, or also, or it's a or also, but it could also be the people that you spend the time with the most. And you may not necessarily love them as much as you may love your family. Maybe you're at work all the time and you have to find common ground with that person or that, scenario. So just be mindful of the energies of Pisces and Virgo. Where are these energies located in your chart? And they'll show you where you may be looking for boundaries. Pisces, look for Pisces, and that'll show you where you may be looking for boundaries. And then look for Virgo, and that may be showing you where you may need to involve your energy, where you may need to put some valuable time and focus into, so that you can remove illusions, so that you can remove laziness, so that you can remove certain addictions, blah, blah, blah. All these things are connected to Pisces. So the opposite will give you the balance, like a seesaw. You feel me? Each astrological sign is just an energy that we all possess and we all exemplify in our own personal way. So the energy can be on any scale of the frequency depending on the avatar, the being, the soul, and the spirit. All of these things encapsulated will give them a particular frequency, and depending on the height, I would say height, let's just use height because we're looking at low and high. But depending on the height, it depends on the signatures, value set, actions, the way that they follow up, blase, 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 blah. You follow what I'm saying? So this is a test. Retrograde and personal planets are a up close and upfront test. On top of everything being in so jumbled up, you had Sun and the Saturn conjunct, so that energy is withering. You just had the eclipse energy. You're dealing with 4 planets that were once just 6 aligned Pisces planets. So there's a lot of energy to be learned. So spiritually, you're integrating right now. So take your time, take a breath, and give yourself the opportunity to view the full picture. Try to stay out of the narrow-minded, back and forth bickering. Those type of things will get you late. Y'all be peace. It's turbulent times.